We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the SoDo district of Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. He'll buy some time right. And his first pass is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
A gain of 23 yards.
And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
1 yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
At the 42-yard line.
Here's Prescott. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll move the chains.
2 yards. 1st down, Cowboys.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas 1st down. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the...
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Number 13.
Michael Gallup, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
We're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football.
At their own 25-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 31-yard line.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. He'll take it at the 42. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
At their own 49-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A gain of 8. Brings up
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
On 2nd down, Prescott again. He goes to Lamb again. This time he's got him. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
CeeDee Lamb was my favorite receiver in this year's draft, and it's still hard for me to believe that he lasted till the 17th pick of the 1st round. No one took him before that, and Dallas, surprisingly, finds him available, takes him, and you see why. Great hands, great route running. This guy is Mr. Excitement.
Forced out to his left. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. Cowboys trot out Greg Zuerlein from the right hash. It's a 46-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or in this case, a field goal.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
At the 36-yard line.
This is Carson. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
He was brought down by Reggie Robinson. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 41-yard line.
10-0 the score after one on EA Sports.
10, Seahawks nothing.
Second and 5. Now it's Carson. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards there and a first down.
Chris Carson has proven to be a workhorse for the Seattle Seahawks, and they continue to expand his game. We know that he can run inside and be a bruising type of a player, but he has surprising speed to the perimeter, and they've expanded his game now by throwing it to him out of the backfield. In 2019, in the top 10 in the league in touches and yards from scrimmage. He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at about the 14. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 22-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards there and a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now this throw caught left side. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
It's a
good pickup there of 20 yards. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Carlos Dunlap on the tackle. 1 yard gain. Brings up second.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
He's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Prescott from the gun on third. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Two first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Zuerlein now for the PAT. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Makes the score Cowboys 17. Seahawks nothing.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Will Dissly, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Following the interception, here's Prescott. Got his man there complete to Gallup. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Give them 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down.
Cowboy first down.
Mike's 50. That's right.
Now Elliott. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Elliott. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Prescott. Flushed out right. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So they will tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled at a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Prescott now. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds. The end result, 21 yards.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. Power on power, but he's not going to get in. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Now here's Pollard, and he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for 3rd and goal. That ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Touchdown, Dallas.
3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. On the move to his left. Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side of the field. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Buying time to his left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And a return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. You think about it, Charles, this is not a quarterback that's used to running the football a lot. In that time, he was loose with it, had it knocked free.
He always has to think to himself that there's always going to be traffic around because of what you just said. Not that elusive.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
It's 2nd down.
After the sack on 1st down, Prescott. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. incomplete. Cooper was the target there, and it's third down.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third and long.
Third and long for Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the scrambler or the dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
32-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? A gain there of 21 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there. Good gain by Chris Carson, picks up a first down, and you just have to love his running style. Talk about a straight-ahead guy, no-nonsense type of a runner. He's averaged 82 yards a game over the last 2 seasons and had 1,230 yards on the ground in 2019.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Good for another Seahawks.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's Carson. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Wilson. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
A gain of 2.
That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
They run it with Carson. And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Two-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a two-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
That's true. You've said that before.
Tony Pollard on the return. The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott sliding out of the pocket. He's got a first down and more past the 30. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's all the way up to the 39-yard line that time. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This is Elliott. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Tackle made at his 48-yard line. It's a gain of 9.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Seahawks 6.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. To throw is Prescott. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Cowboys.
They'll run with Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
In today's NFL, most teams don't have as many goals for the game like we used to have where you checked off your boxes. But 0 turnovers, that's a universal. And while it won't likely cost them in this game, they're going to regret the fact that they coughed one up here.
Yeah, their first blemish. They had mistake-free football prior. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Seahawks go for it, but can't convert. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll roll him out right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. They're still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Greg Zuerlein lining up for the point after.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Seahawks take over first and 10.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. That catch good for only a couple.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Flush to his right, and he's going to keep it here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
First and 10 at the 40.
Operating from the gun, Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
Out of bounds.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off around the 41. Past the... there he goes, right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Greg Zuerlein lining up for the
defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
First and 10. At their own.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
A gain of a yard brings up second and 9 at the 18-yard line.
Alert, 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 alert. Mike, 53, Mike. Yo, 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 yo.
From the gun, Wilson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Pass.
Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a third down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. That'll bring up second down.
Brings up second and 10.
To throw again, Wilson. And this is caught at the 8. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there at 22.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Wilson will throw again. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And it'll be intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have...
And he loses the football a second time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 36. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
He's going to let it fly. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one at the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
It'll be Carson. They run for it. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further.
Cowboys 38. Seahawks 14. Michael Dixon to kick off.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this carries into the end zone.
The conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Elliott. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
26. It's a gain of 6. And a Cowboy first down.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Oh, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for the Cowboys, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the